Okay, so hello, Vibe Out Zone. We took a break, but we're back. So, if y'all do not know, my name is Lil'Ray. I do the Vibe Out Zone interviews. So today we are going to be interviewing P.A.L.M. We're going to be interviewing P.A.L.M. He's out of Los Angeles area, out in California. So we are going to be doing his interview today. We're in Austin right now, so I have a little bit. I'm not in my normal setting, so please just bear with me if my friend comes in here to get their stuff. They're doing films today, so if you see them, that's all it is. I'm gonna go ahead and interview P.A.L.M. So let's go ahead and get him in the chat.
Oh my God, it's
Hey.
Lil'Ray.
Hey. I'm trying to fix this chair, y'all. I'm sorry. Okay. Trying to get cozy. How you doing?
Oh, I'm feeling blessed, way too blessed to be stressed, so I'm chilling.
I feel that. That's good.
Yeah, thank you for having me today.
Hey, thank you. I know that it's been a long time that we've been trying to get you on here.
Yeah, we've been trying to sit down for many a moon.
Yes, and I appreciate you for being patient with me because life just happened and it was happening a lot, and I was like, okay, it's fine. We're going to get him in. So,
Yeah, I totally understand.
Yes. So nonetheless, thank you for being in, y'all that are tuning in. So the first thing I'm gonna do is just go over like a couple little silly questions. It's a segment that I do, just wanting to, kind of get a brief knowledge of yourself. So
Lovely, cool.
a quick, like couple minutes, couple questions. So the first one is, what is your favorite movie?
Ooh, okay. Favorite movie? I'd say it's a tie between Pulp Fiction and Good Burger.
Good Burger's a good one.
Yeah, us 90s babies can't live without Keenan and Kel, so.
Okay.
And I met Kel Mitchell a couple years ago. He was real cool.
I was about to say, how did that go?
It was chill when they had the burger. I was about to call it Burger King. When they had the Good Burger pop up in LA, my family friend Teresa works real close with Kel, so she got us in there and then had some burgers and some fries, and then Kel Mitchell was just there.
Hey, can't go wrong with that.
So I'm looking like Timberland.
Nope.
Promiscuous girl.
Sorry, we got a little bit of company. Y'all have seen Zybel before.
What's up, love?
Joey on the floor.
Whole lot of gang shit. Damn, you got like 13 people in there.
You trying to get on this?
My man's got people in the background too.
Okay, so sorry about that. But yes, okay, so.
But no day, what up, Palm Tree?
Yes, they're too much. What would be your favorite season?
Ooh, probably fall, because just the feeling of, it's not that hot, it's not that cold, and then it's like my birthday.
Okay, when's your birthday?
October 14th.
Hey, my mom's is the 24th.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah, so your mom's like a Libra trio.
She's
like a Libra Scorpio.
She's a Scorpio. She's a full Scorpio.
I feel it. When's your birthday?
September 13th. I was born Friday the 13th.
Virgo. Cool.
Yeah, I'm a Virgo. That's all.
I always got to get that astrology out the way from the gate, just so I know who I'm dealing with.
Hey, okay, and that's very okay. So you're a Libra, so we'll get along just fine.
Amen. In a real way.
Fine. I'm great friends with Libras all the time.
Exactly. You need some good Virgos in your life.
I have two. The other ones be trying me. In my like, I can't do this. Mm-hmm. If you were to pick a favorite genre of music, what would it be?
P.A.L.M. It's pretty awesome lit music. All of it.
Okay.
But if you stuck a gun to my head and was like, nigga, don't plug your own brand. I can cuss on here, right? Yeah, if you stuck a gun to my head and you were like, don't pick your own brand, I'd be like, underground hip hop, because that's where I started.
Okay.
But it's all, it's all like relative to me. It's all the same.
Okay. And then if you could pick an animal that would be like your spirit animal, what or who would it be?
I love this one. I always say a jackrabbit because I feel like, I'm hopping from like activity to activity. I'm a music guy, so I always listen. I'm a learner, so I'm always listening, like a rabbit's ears. And
Okay.
then ever since I was little, I like when I drift off into space, I like pull my ear, like when I'm tired and shit. I would do that as like a baby, and like when like my parents or like my family would like hold me, I would like pull their ears. So yeah, I was like a little ear thing. So I guess a jackrabbit.
Okay, good. And then what would be your favorite color?
Is green to like be the color of my spirit, but like it in recent years, just because of doing palm, is purple.
Okay.
Yeah, purple to like. There's different colors for different things, like blue to wear, or blue or gray to wear, or burgundy. But hey, I don't know. Hey, yo, Timbo, this is a major platform. I said, shut the fuck up. I'm producing for Justin Timberlake. What are you doing?
On him, he too silly. But last question I'm gonna ask before we get started is your favorite food, and this is important. Okay, what's your favorite food?
Favorite cuisine is probably Mexican, and then favorite food is maybe, if not a quesadilla, a burger.
Okay, we can do burgers right here. Burgers are good.
Yeah, what's yours?
My favorite food, like that I could eat on any given day, fried chicken, collard greens, and rice.
Okay.
I could eat that every day.
I
Often.
love I love your accent, and I love how you're like genuinely Southern.
I am genuinely Southern. It is.
Yeah, because when I went to Hampton, I was around like a lot of Southern girls for the first time, and that's such a vibe. Like, don't get me wrong, I love California girls, but Southern women are just on a whole nother level.
Hey, we got the arms for it. You know what I'm saying? We got the arms for it.
Yeah.
So let's dive into this interview because I am very intrigued to get to know you and knowing everything that you've done, your production, the music that your vlog. So kind of tell me how you got into doing your vlog. I know that it started back in 2012. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Uh, well, Palm started in 2015, but yes, you're kind of right. 2012 was when I started getting in the music blogging thing. So yeah, my dad has a entertainment website called the Urban Buzz. Really goes out to your radio people, A&Rs, record executives. Um, oh, we got a special guest. Who's here?
This is our producer, this Joey.
What
This
up, Joey?
This how, bro? What's good?
Welcome to Vibe Out Zone featuring Palm.
Yeah.
What's up, bro?
Yeah, we were just discussing the theory of relativity and gravity.
Okay.
Don't mind us. We're just going over some numbers here. Talking
What's your name, bro?
stuff. All right, man. Have a good one. But yeah, as I was saying, so I started music blogging in 2012. I was always, a big underground music fan. And my dad was like, okay, you got a good little ear. You be playing like some cool stuff on the aux. And I would play him like Foreign Exchange and like, who else? Frank Ocean. This was around 2012. So Weekend, stuff like that. So in turn, he's like, why don't you start writing for me? Since you're always finding these underground artists. I mean, those guys were underground at the time, but look where they are now. So yeah, started writing, and then or one thing led to another, and then after a couple of years of that, I was like, I do this, but like, I don't really know who the fans are. Like, who is reading this?
Yeah.
He would say like people would give favorable reviews of my writing, and I had been doing stand-up comedy since early teens at that point, and I would put my little clips on Instagram. And I was like, hey, why don't I put my music writing clips on Instagram too? And then I never stopped to this day.
Okay.
Never stopped. And at the time, I was kind of fucking around on Tumblr, and I started liking like vaporwave stuff, like with the palm trees and the like '90s computer stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, from there, I just saw that funky purple palm tree, which you see right here, and it was like, I would just come back to my dorm room super stoned some nights. I would just be like, Palm. Like pretty awesome live, pretty awesome lit music. Yeah, and then it
Okay.
never stopped. Uh, Here we are now.
Right. And that's good though. That's good. So you were born and raised in California?
That is correct. I
Okay.
am from a little slice of Northeast Los Angeles, wedged in between Pasadena and Glendale, called Mount Washington. It's if you've ever been, I think in the Vita interview you said you went to LA one time, but
One. Yes, I
yeah,
did like
if you
2015. Yeah.
okay, so just a couple of years ago. Well, anyway, yeah, I grew up here. It was real cool, and then I went to Hampton University for college. Graduated in 2015, and then I've been back out in this beautiful dump ever since.
Right. Okay. So then how were your parents? What would you say that their influence was on your life and like how it helped you kind of come into your own self?
They're beautiful, elegant black people. Um, yeah, it's real cool. My dad was worked in radio for years and worked as a record exec for years. So growing up, our garage rather was filled with CDs. So I never really had to do a lot of investigating to, you know, a lot of shopping and whatnot to find a CD. I find E40, uh, the greatest hits. The one with the
Yeah.
green cover. I find like that Get Rich or Die Trying game CDs like in our house already. In the garage. So my dad's from Minneapolis originally. So he grew up with Prince and Morris Day in the time, and I'd hear stories about him working and hanging out with them and working with like Janet Jackson and working with Run DMC. So I was always around music. I had, play uncles in the music industry and stuff. And then my mom is an art teacher at my old elementary school. So, we all have like, I guess I have the music side and the artistic side like embedded in me. And I'm an only child, so spoiled, get all the
Oh,
love.
yeah. So
So,
you didn't have to share parents. You got to equally get both of their knowledge and be able to grab from both their creative sides.
yeah, yeah. Best thing about it, all the attention's on me, and the worst thing about it, all the attention's on me.
Right.
Fernell said, "Give Richard Bad trying his first rap album." Yeah, man, that's a classic.
That's a classic. Period. That's a classic. Um, so California, when did you first did you like I always do this. I be having things in my head and when I go to speak it, it's like it don't make no sense. Um,
Hmm.
so you said that your dad did radio and then
Yeah,
so you had kind of the necessities to kind of be able to dig into your own self.
right.
When was the time that you were like, I really want to do this part? Like this is exactly what I want to do.
I got you. I've been thinking about this a lot lately. As a teen, this was like the blog era, so I was reading a lot of music blogs like Mascarilla and Two Dope Boys. So my thing about them is that I kind of loved how Two Dope Boys would cover from like Lil Wayne to like Brother Ali and Atmosphere and like everything in between.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, you know what, that's a range. Like that's really hip hop. So that impressed me. And then the early stuff that Roger had done with Mascarilla. First interviews with like Kendrick Lamar and Mac Miller, and then he threw Sesh Hollow Waterboy's first show. So I was always kind of impressed by what was going on behind the scenes as well. Around the time I was in high school, like Odd Future started popping, so I was very early on them. So in hindsight, I tell people sometimes I wish I had started a music blog younger when the blog era was thriving the most.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm sorry, I got so lost in the sauce with this question.
Nah, you good. I got lost
But yeah,
trying to even ask it. So
yeah. One thing though that's actually very crucial is like as a journalist, admiring guys like Roger from Mascarilla and Shake from Two Dope Boys, and even Adam 22, Nardwar, Anthony Fantano. None of these guys look like me. there were no brothers, you know, except for like a Sway or God, what's his name, like Torre or Terrence, who there were not many brothers in the scene, you know. So I just kind of wanted to be like, hey, you know, I admired Anthony Fantano's eclectic range. Like he could review a Gucci Mane project or he could review an Animal Collective project. So, you know, I kind of soaked up game from watching him.
Okay, okay, I like that answer though. I like that answer. I know that, especially, I feel like a lot of the time people focus on what is kind of more of a, I feel like, mainstream. So I feel
Mm-hmm.
like, the videos of the songs or the lyrics of the songs or the actual artist that is doing the songs, instead of paying more attention to like everything that happens behind that. Like I know for me, my boyfriend that I'm with is an artist, and then I'm surrounded by collective creatives all the time. You know, Joey that just came in
Mm-hmm.
produces, Zybel, she does makeup, you know. I'm surrounded by people that do producing, people that do film, like, and it's just like I feel like you're able to more appreciate the music and how the end product sounds when you are also appreciating the behind the scenes and being able to kind of dive into that as well.
Yeah, you know, you want to get a good balance of both, and you know, it's interesting because when you are in the game and you are not a player on the field, what role do you play? And I totally get it when it's like, okay, you know, I love art and I start out as a fan first, you know. I'm a fan of the music through and through, and the whole purpose of this was to show artists love. It was to show an ear for underground talent, and even, you know, started back in college when I was just kind of around writing for the arts and entertainment section of the Hampton script, and then, you know, they would have me interview kids who did music or people who did art like sculpting or did filmmaking. So I was like, hey, what if we had, like, you know, a little platform for all of us just to, you know, everybody get their little shine.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, that's pretty much how it began.
I like that. I really, so did you ever get to a point where you felt like you didn't want to do it? Was there ever where you were kind of like,
That's
oh,
every day. That's every day. That's every day. Like I'm, like the words "fuck this shit" run through my mind every day. But like the truth, I've come so far. I can't just stop, man. Like,
yeah,
you know, this is not the last stop on the train, but I just, you know, you gotta, for me to edit, write, and design like everything. I don't even like tooting my own horn, but hey, that's a lot. And like, I'm proud of myself for what I've accomplished, no matter what that view count or that like number says, you know?
absolutely.
So, and I'm kind of, you know, exploring more of my talents and like my comedic side and dabbling in little like ghetto filmmaking.
Okay.
Just still shooting everything on an iPhone now. So you guys are going to see like how I really came, because comedy was my first love. Because I was, like I said, I first performed stand up at 14.
Mm-hmm.
So to yeah you yeah it's just changed, you know, because the blog era is over. So, you know, me being like a
But
micro influencer, it's just a different type of thing where I don't know if, you know, the average person is finding their music from a music blog. You know, Spotify will suggest you more artists based on who you already like.
mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, so I'm just, you know, shouting out people that, you know, I think are cool or people who are down to work. So
Did
that's where it is now.
did you find it hard to transition when, you know, vlogging kind of came like to like a, you know, standstill because of how everything is, like adapting more? Did you
This
find
is
it encouraging?
Did I find it hard to transition when, put it to you this way, a couple of years ago I wasn't doing much video content, and then today I'm basically doing like all video content.
Okay.
So it's kind of like trying to find a balance of both. I
Mm-hmm.
don't want one to get rusty while the other gets strong.
Mm-hmm.
But the way I see it, everything I put out, there's a video or a visual element to every written piece, and there's a written piece to every visual piece.
Yeah.
So it's all just content, man. Yeah, these are constantly things that, like, I kind of, sometimes music will inspire me more to write, and sometimes things are better to be explained, spoken.
Okay. Your first interview, well, like, I guess your first vlog on one of your underground artists. How did that whole thing come about? Like, doing the interview, finding out about the artist, typing it, writing it down, putting it into the blog. How did that all go? How was that experience for you?
Early on, there were some that there's kind of early interviews. I can't really tell you what was like the definitive first one, but 2015, when I had Ramirez and I was still in college and we were just FaceTiming like this, that was amazing. That was dope, because I just found out about him from Mascarilla, and hey, now he's doing it real big and has toured the world, and over 2 million, over like going on 2 million listeners on Spotify. So, but yeah, I love his music, so I always got to shout him out. Then there's some early other ones where I got to, like, my boy JT Loco just hopped in the chat. What up? There's some other ones where I had, like, at maybe 2012 or so, like, Rock the Bells launch party here in LA, rub shoulders with, like, Bone Thugs and Harmony and J Rock, and I met Kendrick Lamar.
Okay.
Yeah, and I met Peter Rosenberg, but unfortunately, I was not quite in the taking it fully seriously stage way back then. And still just kind of trying to figure it out. And, didn't really necessarily have a brand. But yeah, early on, there's some that you can even look in YouTube where it's the same exact thing as today. I'm just better at editing now. Just sitting in my room talking to people.
And you enjoy doing that. So that's the good thing. I feel like, your passion, being able to endure other people's art and being able to share it and express it without taking away from it is beautiful.
It's all just conversations.
Yeah. And I
Oh, he said, Dylan, he said, damn, he found a rare gem. Why the fuck do I still have that up on my channel? Yep.
I'm gonna go watch.
Some rare throwback.
Don't worry, it's okay. I'm gonna come back to you on this. I'll be like,
that's
okay.
a grail find, my boy.
I peeped. I peeped it. So I know you met Vita, didn't you? I think when me and Vita were in our interview, you've done.
Yeah, that was one of my. Shout out Vita Kari. That's one of my best friends.
She is doing great.
Numbers.
I went to LA just to go to Vita Wood.
Yeah, we'll hang out over there.
Yeah, I want to go to Vita Wood.
Yeah, that's the homegirl. So, and I'm very proud of what she's done with Vita Wood, and we threw our first LA festival together. So we got some memories, and we know each other very well. So
Do you feel like being in LA and being where you're at in California has very much so helped your platform?
You got to understand, I don't really know much else. Like, this is home. This is kind of what we do. And yeah, this is a town where if you're going out to eat, if you're going to hang out somewhere, you're bound to run into somebody with some clout. And just me being, an underground head, when I was a teenager, I would be at shows and I would see battle rappers walk up to them and say, "What's up?" I'd see guys like Blue and Fashawn and like living legends in the cut at functions, and I'd walk up and say, "What's up?" So I had, kind of always known who was who in the underground. But yeah, when it comes to media, I mean, I went to school for broadcast journalism, so this is pretty much my outlet to do what I was trained to do, but just at I call it lo-fi journalism level.
Okay. Do you feel like you would have maybe done something different had you been somewhere else?
Good question. I can't really imagine any other situation. I mean, if I had grown up in Minnesota or Texas or Atlanta, or anywhere else in the world, I mean, I don't know. It's I don't ever really think about like the location so much as like kind of based on like at times where these cards, where God chose these cards, and like instead of like picking this this card, like the broadcast card, I would have, stayed a psychology major and like where would I be? Or, if I didn't go to Hampton and then one of the other schools I got into was Cal State Monterey Bay, if I would have gone to, a PWI, like where would I be right now?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes that runs through my mind, but I don't really like. I'm proud of the fact that I come from LA. I don't really think about you know anywhere else, but I am tired of LA. Put it that way.
So, do you see yourself leaving LA soon?
Um, that's a question that I get often. I really owe it to myself to travel more. We all know pandemic fucked that up, but even before that, I do owe it to myself to travel more, and I've just kind of been nose to the grindstone, just trying to work it out with my career and with my finances.
Mm-hmm.
But uh, in this time to come, hopefully, I'm going to get some more opportunities to explore. I know it's a little different for like people like you. Like I know you grew up in Georgia and now you're in Austin. So people who relocate to other states, kind of look at others who stay in their hometowns um, hey, would you ever leave? And I'm like, well, my hometown is the town that everybody's trying to get to.
Right.
It's just California has changed a lot, and rent prices are very high. We will always have the weather. We will always have, the California dreaming. Cali always going to be Cali. LA is always going to be LA. But due to COVID, due to rent prices, and just due to a lot of other factors, Los Angeles just isn't the same. And many, many people in California are fleeing to other states, as you already know.
Yes, I do know that because everyone comes to Texas.
Yeah, a lot of people moved from Cali to Austin.
Yeah, I know a lot of. I think I want to say in the last 2 months, because I work at like a pediatric office. For the last 2 months, I want to say it's been about a good 40 to 45 like people have came from
Wow.
California,
Yeah.
and it don't seem like a big number, but these are like people that have families, and their families came with.
Right.
You know what I
And I
mean?
can,
Like,
yeah, and I can name you three families who moved from my area, Pasadena, California, to Austin. I don't know what it is, but like Texans will tell you, like, yeah, Austin's like little Cali.
it is. I was about to say Austin would probably be the closest thing I would think about, like to like a little Cali.
Yeah.
They
My
do.
mom was born in Travis County, so like we have family there. I just never met them.
Oh,
So yeah, man, I'm like rip roaring to go. It's sucks no South by, or maybe South by with Southwest is happening virtually, but
yeah. And that would, that's also a real cool place to let creatives and even undergrounds be able to have a platform open for people, you know.
yeah, exactly. And I want to go when I come down there. I want to go party in Houston too.
Houston is nice. They traffic is terrible, but Houston is
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
See, my
People
mom,
have told me it's a dope city, but the weather sucks.
yes. Yes. See, my mom's from Fresno, so when we went to LA, we had went to visit, but my mom's like more like Fresno, Yosemite area. That's where she's from.
Okay.
She wanted to get out of California, but I remember when we were younger, she wanted to go. But that was the times like if like you had said when you were listening to my podcast, like I was singing more, and I was like, my dream was to go to LA and start singing and doing all that stuff. Cause like you, I like to listen to undergrounds. I
Hmm.
feel like you are able to better understand their music, and it's a different to see them get from one place being here and like not a lot of people know them, and now all of a sudden they mainstream, and it's like the change in clout,
Yeah,
and it's like people only really know that person because of a mainstream song, and it's like, but have you heard like the other stuff that they did to get to this point, like the hunger that's within underground artists.
yeah. I get what you mean. It's when you study the whole journey of a person, it really makes a difference because when Doja Cat dropped in like 2014, I remember that song So High. I
Mm-hmm.
had it on my Android, and she was doing shows with like Burbs out here. And then years later, moo, like exploded. Hey, Vita's in the house. What up?
In the chat.
Yeah,
Chat.
but yeah. So speaking of underground journeys, like this chick, like it's
Right?
been stellar to like see her whole transformation. So
Telling you, I haven't even known her that long, but anytime like when I've seen like how she had just started like discussing about Vita Wood, and then to see the transition that she's done, and I'm just like, that's crazy, you
it
know,
is.
it's crazy. And then she has so much going on there, and she's just doing so well. Like, really, shout out to Vita.
Shout out to Vita. Definitely played a big role in my entertainment and content creator journey. And just a fucking homie, just straight up. That's my girl.
She seems like such a good time. She seems like a great time.
Yeah, yeah. One day we got to do like a three of us chill
Yeah.
type thing.
Yes, I would absolutely love to do that. So going back to you, have you ever seen yourself wanting to do like, because I know you said you were talking about comedy. So do you see yourself doing like more short films or anything like that?
I did in 2019. I did this thing called the 48-hour film project, and I got together with a group of people who, some of them I previously worked with on other stuff, um, and we made this film called Coercion. So it was like a horror movie that I acted in and wrote. So short answer is definitely, I definitely do want to do more short film stuff. Um, I like the little skits. I'm crazy. Like I'm crazy. Like I wake up and I'll be like, what is the most out of pocket, outlandish shit I could make today? And
Comment.
like, how could I do that? Like it. No, like literally, I'm in the shower. Like, okay, like that when the Isley brothers last week did the versus battle with Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Mm-hmm.
I had for weeks I had been wanting to do like the contagious thing where like I would play everybody.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay.
I'm kind of dabbling in more stuff like that. So that's what you guys are gonna see more of from me. Of course, along with interviews and putting on for cool artists I find. So.
And what would be your fave like content creation that you like to do?
Oh, this question is fire. My favorite content creation thing that I like to do. I just like drawing. I just like making flyers and shit.
Hey, I'm an art too.
So yeah, exactly. Like, where's my iPad? So this is me. This is like I'm not like Photoshop trained, which is actually what's the opposite of a I don't know. It's like a hindrance in a bit, but like yeah, you draw like I'll cut out an artist just using the stylus pen and like post it on there. I like doing like visual stuff that people are gonna see.
Okay.
Um, Writing is something I've always done and always have done. But when it comes to me, it's always like I like making flyers and stuff.
Do you feel like writing is more like the intimate part of your like your creative side?
Um, I feel like writing is like the intimate part of my creative side.
Because you said you speak a lot that you like visuals. Like you explain a lot
Um,
like visuals. But like you know how like it's different with seeing, like you mentioned, it's different seeing something and then writing something down. So do you feel like it's a little bit more of like an intimate like creation of yourself when you're blogging instead of you just making the visual yourself?
what is the more intimate part? It's more no, the more it's not the writing that's the intimate part. It's like the just the little tiny details in the video editing. See, I'm like a video editing nerd, even though I have a lo-fi aesthetic, it's like very like my joke is like you're not really my friend until I show you two videos and I say which of these videos should I post.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So I'm more like, if it's gonna be seen and heard type. I need to pay attention more to the writing because the thing I want to improve the most is proofreading.
Okay. Okay.
So
Well, good. Well, good. So, what can we expect from you in the next at least 6 months to a year?
okay, well. Gonna be releasing some music and recording some dope stuff within 6 months to a year. Definitely more short skits. There will be, of course, anybody can hit me up anytime for if you want something reviewed. I'll sit down with you and discuss how we do things.
Mm-hmm.
If you, but that's just on the regular. But in the next 6 months to a year, what I definitely want to plan is now that people are getting vaccinated and COVID's getting a little, finally to God, we're seeing light at the end of the tunnel. Definitely got to do another show. I'm going to be doing more comedy. You know, again, stand-up was my first love, so I'm ready to get back out there. Yeah, so short skits. I do want to elevate in terms of interviews.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, and some of the best comedians are also interviewers. So I used to think I had to choose between being like the music guy and the comedy guy, and it's like I don't. You know, that's kind of what's making the platform unique now. Yeah, I'm trying to kind of find a balance of like, you know, hip hop news. I'm gonna do like more funny ass like news stuff based on music. So my highest grossing TikTok was a video I did about Bobby Shmurda. So expect more shit like that.
I would like to
Yeah, my bad. And just more stuff like my whole thing is, you know, Charlemagne is somebody I look up to because when he does like Donkeys a Day, like that's beautifully written, beautifully executed. And I'm like, okay, when it comes to my style of hip hop news, if I can just do it faster and funnier, then I'm in there. So
He's good. I'm all great. Okay.
And I want to like host events and stuff, and just want to do. That's the problem with me. I just want to do everything.
I don't think that's the problem. I think that you very much so are within your creative self. You know what you like. You're not trying to or put any boundaries on you. You know.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So I'm gonna let you go ahead and kind of explain what you do for anyone that has watched or is going to tune in later and watch the video to kind of explain what you do. Share your socials so that they can follow you. So I'm gonna let you go ahead and kind of have a little platform to yourself.
Okay.
Try to be a watcher.
All right. Well, first of all, thank you to Lil'Ray of Vibe Out Zone for having me. Yes, my name is Dylan Fleming, and I am the regional Vice President of Marketing for Extends, the male enhancement pill. You can find it at your local gas station, and if you want to last all night long and go thong, 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 go purchase that. Okay, but for real though, P.A.L.M, prettyawesomelitmusic.com, underground, independent artists, come fuck with me. Hip-hop news, interviews, reactions, love the fact that I'm building a community. This is really designed for if you see one artist who's doing the damn thing that I post, you reach out to them and then you work with them. This is kind of like turning into how MySpace was back in the day for artists to network with one another. And again, I'm trying to build community through good content.
I like that. Just building a community with good content. What would be your socials, your Instagram and your TikTok, and then your YouTube? Okay. I'm trying to go watch your YouTube.
My Instagram and TikTok are _PA.LM. My YouTube is youtube.com/PalmOfficial. Website is prettyawesomelitmusic.com, and my Twitter is Dylan is Palm. I'll text you my, what's it called? For all my Switch gamers out there, I'll send my friend code as well. So,
okay. Well,
yeah,
good.
got all of them. Facebook.com/prettyawesomelitmusic. You can add me on LinkedIn, but LinkedIn ain't as sexy as all these other things.
Okay.
LinkedIn's valuable though.
It's the ugly sister.
Damn.
It's the ugly little sister. I don't like LinkedIn. We ain't got a good relationship.
I really like LinkedIn, but like I gotta remind myself to post on there more often because when you're applying for jobs, like companies really are looking at your LinkedIn.
Yeah, we ain't got a relationship, me and LinkedIn, but it's okay.
Hey, if you want to see people who like, because Instagram's not good for links if you don't have over 10,000 followers. So if you want like people who will actually read your shit, like get on LinkedIn.
I might give her a second chance. I don't know. It's hard for me once my trust is but I do appreciate you for coming and letting me interview you. I definitely want to get a second interview with you when I'm not as busy, not doing all this extra stuff when I have more time. But I do also, I have been wanting to come to LA. So if I do, I would love to link up with you and be able to do like an on-set kind of thing. Um,
Yeah,
I would, I
yeah,
would,
that'd be great. Maybe we could do like a. I've been wanting to talk to Vita about like trying to do like some interviews from the YouTube channel at Vita Woods. So, or it don't matter. We could. That's an idea, or we could find a place. So,
yeah. All
that'd be
right.
sweet.
Cool.
All
Cool.
right.
Chopping that up with you. Well, I hope you have a good rest of the time for your day. Thank you for allowing me to interview you, getting to know you and your creative, content, getting to know the backstory of how you came to where you are now. Everyone, please go ahead and follow him on his socials that he dropped. I will go ahead and tag them as well in the description box. But y'all, as always, have a good day, and I will see y'all again on the Vibe Out Zone.
All right. Thank you, Lil'Ray.
Yeah, you
All right,
will.
everybody. Peace, love, palm. Shout out, bye, bye, zone. Later.